I'm now ready to test the fuel pump on the 1989 Lincoln Town Car. I've got the tank propped up on some cement blocks, and I wanted to check out the fuel system before I completely put the car back together. I've got the fuel tank connections hooked up there. I got new fuel line clips, and put them on there. And I hooked up the electrical connection. I used a hand pump to transfer gasoline from a fuel can into the fuel tank. I just sort of sealed up this opening with a plastic bag to keep dust from getting in there, and put the hose from the output side of a little handheld fuel pump in there. Then when I know that it's going to work good, I'll just pump all that fuel back into the fuel can, and we'll put the fuel tank straps back on it. I put new fuel tank or fuel line clips on the return line seen here. I also connected up the fuel supply line, which goes up in here. And I gave it a little bit of a test, and I didn't see any evidence of leakage. Only thing I need to do is connect the fuel tank vent line there. I just left it unconnected for testing purposes. I got the filter put back on. I used a ratcheting wrench to put the filter shield on. And it's got new clips on the fuel lines. I had to get two different sizes of fuel line clips. The fuel pump itself had a larger clip on the supply side of the line. So now let's check fuel pressurization in just the preparatory mode here. I'm going to turn the key on 3 times. And now let's check fuel pressure. This was a big problem before. There was almost no fuel pressure being built up on the priming of the fuel system. But with just 3 turns of the key, we now have 40 psi in the fuel system. So that's a definite improvement from before, when after those 3 turns of the key there was really no pressure at all. It didn't start building up pressure until several seconds after the engine started up. So we'll now check the actual engine startup. Have good oil pressure. Now let's check the fuel pressure with the engine running. Very good. I think that's right about what it should be. Right around, right around 34 psi. That probably indicates the reason it's lower may be that fuel is being returned back to the fuel tank through the regulator. But I don't see any evidence of fuel leaks. So I'm going to shut it off now. And now I'll just reverse the connections on the manually operated fuel pump, pump the fuel back into the can, then I can raise the fuel tank back up. I was able to get the fuel filler tube to come out here, so once I get the fuel tank back up there, we'll reinsert that, and then it'll be ready to drive again.